Okay, so today is day 1 of week 5. I was able to paint this last night, not on video. Today is going to be a major focus on getting all of the plastics in here cleaned and the floor cleaned up and hopefully painted. I don't know how well that's going to work though, because I'm going to have to get some water in here to scrub it and clean it, whatever. But I'm going to start with up here so that I can get all of the dirt and grime and nastiness down onto the floor, then clean the floor. When I used to detail cars, we were always taught top to bottom. So that's what we're gonna do today. I have run out of paint, so I need to go buy some more black Krylon Fusion all-in-one maximum rust protection any surface paint in black, and then I need to buy the light blue also. So I'm gonna run to the store and do that. We'll get back, we'll finish painting this floor, and then I gotta figure out how to clean the rest of the plastics, get the floor back in, and just kind of start putting the van back together. So the weather isn't exactly being my friend when it comes to a lot of things, but I think it's starting to warm up enough I can get some more work done. I basically want to get the cab put back together now that I got everything painted and cleaned up and everything. I want to start piecing everything back together and get the cab in order. Yeah, so that I can start working on the back again. But here's kind of what we got going on though. I sanded and then resealed and rust paint proof whatever the floor. So I'm gonna paint this blue, and then I'm gonna try to clean the floor mat and everything today so I can hopefully get the floor mat back in, get it fastened down nice and good, and then we can start putting the dashboard back together and all of that, and then put the seats back in. So hopefully, depending on how hard it is to clean all the rest of the plastics and everything, this shouldn't take too super long. It looks like a lot of those pieces need to be repainted, the black pieces especially. The steps, I'm not exactly sure how to go about it. So I think what I might do for the steps is use either the Flex Seal stuff or some sort of rubberized paint to paint over it, just to give it traction and stuff, as well as to paint it. And then the two side pieces, they go up in the floorboards. I'm probably gonna do the light blue that we've been doing on everything else because they're not like stepped on a bunch. But now I have to wait for the sun to come up, for it to warm up so that this stuff can dry so that I can paint it. Then I gotta wait for that to dry. It's just a process. For the floor mat, I think with that one, once it's dry, I'm gonna try to use the Flex Seal on it I don't know if it'll ruin it or not, but it's so stained that there's no getting those stains out. Like, I need to repaint the floor, the rubberized mat. So we'll kind of see what happens with that, but I don't know what's gonna happen. So now we're just gonna let things dry, and then we'll get back to painting and everything, and hopefully by the end of the day have everything installed back into the van. Okay, so the last thing that I need to do before I can start putting the van back together, or the cab back together, is paint this floor. And so I'm gonna try to knock this out real quick tonight. That way it can dry overnight. And then tomorrow, before I go into the studio, I'm gonna put the cab back together, hopefully, so the van will actually be drivable and usable again. So hopefully it'll be 99% complete tomorrow. There will probably be some little touch-up stuff and some little things that we need to finish, but for the most part, it'll be done. Super excited to get it done and see how it looks when it's all put back together. So let's get to it and get this floor painted. Okay, so today got away from me like most days do, because I'm pretty much always busy, it seems like, even though it's supposed to be my time off. But I'm gonna throw the camera in on the driver's side of the van, and we are going to try to get the cab put back together today and see what everything looks like now that it's cleaned and painted and everything. So hopefully it doesn't take too long, because I don't got a whole lot of light left. Yesterday we ran into some technical issues, and then I also ran into the fact that daylight savings times hit and I ran out of light. So I wasn't able to fully get the cab put back together. Basically what happened, I didn't realize that the metal bases that the seats sit on were specific to the side of the truck. So I accidentally put the passenger seat on the driver's seat base. So what I got to do today is I'm going to clean the back of the truck a little bit so I can just kind of flip the seats up into the back of the truck, take the bases off and swap them, and then I can put the seats down. Once the seats are in, I got to clean the plastic still, I think, the gray piece that goes in the center. I got to put the stereo back in, and I got to put the cover back on where the passenger airbag is supposed to be. And then the cab will be back together for the most part. Like, there's still some touch-up spots that need to be done, but like it's a million times better. So that's the goal today, is to get the cab back together the best that I can with what I have right now, and then we'll like fully finish it later on. But it's already looking better. But yeah, as you can see, the bases don't line up. And so I have to swap that base with that base and then bolt the seats down. And then I've got to put the stereo back in, and then it should be done enough for now. And then I'll pop this cover back on, but I'm using it as a shelf right now.